Disney's Beauty and the Beast, an enchanted place. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful young girl named Bella. She loved to read and could often be seen wandering through her village with a book. Bella lived with her father, Maurice, who was an inventor. One day, he went to a fair. On the way home, a bad storm broke out, and he took shelter inside a dark castle. But the master of the castle was an angry beast, and once he discovered Maurice, he would not let him leave. Bella searched for her father. When he didn't return home, she soon came to the castle and went inside. "Hello? Is anyone here?" she called as she walked through the hallways. A wooden mantel clock and a fancy candelabrum were sitting on one of the tables. Bella didn't notice them, but they noticed her. "It's a girl!" cried Lumiere, the candelabrum. Once Bella had passed, he jumped to the floor. "She's the one, the girl we have been waiting for. She come to break the spell." Many years earlier, Lumiere told Cogsworth the clock had been human, along with lots of the other objects in the castle. But their master, the prince, and his castle had been put under a spell. The servants had been changed into enchanted objects, such as the clock and the candelabrum. While the prince had been turned into an awful beast, the spell could only be broken if by his 21st year the beast fell in love with a girl who loved him back. Lumiere and Cogsworth followed Bella. Before long, she came to the dungeon where her father was locked up. "Papa?" she exclaimed. She knelt down to touch his hand. "You must go," Maurice cried, but already it was too late. The beast had entered the room. Bella was not afraid, though. "I have come for my father. Please let him out," she said sternly. "He's my prisoner," the beast growled. "Take me instead," Bella offered. "You would take his place?" the beast asked, astonished. Bella agreed, and the beast dragged Maurice from his cell and sent him away. On his way back to the dungeon, Lumiere suggested that his master find Bella a more comfortable place to stay than the cold, dark cell. The beast was not hard-hearted, though his manners were rough and his temper terrible. When he saw Bella sobbing, he softened. "Follow me," he demanded, and led her to a much nicer room. "Dinner?" Lumiere whispered in the beast's ear. "Invite her to dinner." "You will join me for dinner," the beast commanded before he slammed the door shut. Soon some of the servants stopped by to introduce themselves. Miss Potts, the teapot, and her son, Chip, a teacup, offered Bella a spot of tea. She was surprised that the servants were enchanted objects, but she liked them at once. They couldn't convince her to go to dinner, though. Cogsworth finally broke the bad news to the beast. "She's not coming?" he said. The beast went to Bella's room and pounded on the door. "I thought I told you to come down to dinner," he growled. "I'm not hungry," Bella replied. "Please?" Cogsworth quietly urged the beast. attempt to be a gentleman. It would give me the great pleasure if you would join me for dinner, the beast managed. But Bella still said no. She would not eat with the creature who was holding her captive. The beast stormed off. If she doesn't want to eat with me, then she doesn't eat at all, he roared. Later that night, Bella sneaked out of her room and tippy-toed downstairs. When she went to the kitchen, a strange sight met her eyes. All the dishes, the pots and pans, the stove, and the silverware were alive, just like the other objects she met. They had been upset when she refused to come to dinner because they were eager to impress her. There were never guests at the castle anymore. "I'm a little hungry," Bella admitted. "You are?" asked Miss Potts, who had been the castle cook. "Wake the china! I'm not about to let the poor child go hungry." Bella had been hoping for a bite to eat. Instead, she got a full-blown feast. Beef and cheese, pie and pudding. Bella had never had such a meal. Her new friends treated her like a princess. After dinner, Bella wanted to explore. "It's my first time in an enchanted castle," she told the servants. Cogsworth and Lumiere led her around, showing her paintings, tapestries, and armor. "What's up there?" Bella asked, when they came to a very long staircase. It was the west wing, and everyone was forbidden to go there. Cogsworth and Lumiere tried to lead Bella in another direction, but she slipped by them and climbed the steps. Behind the door at the top was a wreck of a room. Furniture was torn apart. A painting of a handsome prince was ripped down the middle. The only thing intact was a single rose under glass, and even its petals had started to fall off. Once the last petal fell from the rose, the spell over the castle could never be broken. But Bella didn't know about the spell. Suddenly the beast's shadow fell over her. "Get out!" he yelled and started to smash things. Bella ran down the stairs and past Lumiere and Cogsworth. "Promise or no promise," she cried. "I can't stay here another minute." She dashed out the front door, grabbed her horse, and rode into the dark forest. But the forest was not safe. It was full of wolves. They chased after Bella. She tried to hold them back with a stick, but they snapped it in two. Suddenly the beast appeared. He growled at the wolves and tossed them right and left. They bit his neck and clawed at his fur, but he managed to fight them off. At least the wolves ran away. Since the beast had gotten hurt while protecting her, Bella didn't feel right about leaving. She took him back to the castle and nursed his wounds. "Thank you for saving my life," she said. Day by day, the beast and Bella got to know each other better. They ate together. They played in the snow together. One day, the beast shared his library with her. She had never seen so many books, and one evening they danced together. The servants were overjoyed. They could tell the beast was falling in love with Bella, and Bella with the beast. But Bella was very concerned about her father's health. She wanted to see him. Because the beast loved her, he decided to let her go, even though it meant he wouldn't be able to break the spell. With a last glance towards the beast, Bella left the castle and went to her father. When the villagers heard that the beast had captured Bella, they attacked the castle, even though she had told them how nice he'd been. Lumiere and Cogsworth came up with a plan to defend the castle. When the villagers stormed inside, some of the enchanted furniture fell on them. Teacups poured scalding tea on their heads. Cabinet doors flew open and knocked people down, and the knives and forks soared through the air. The villagers ran out of the gate screaming, but during the fight the beast had been badly hurt. Bella returned to the castle to find him wounded and dying. "Beast!" she cried, kneeling down beside him. "Bella," he said, gasping, "you came back." He was weak, though, and soon his eyes closed. "Please don't leave me," Bella sobbed. Then, just in time, she added 3 magic words. "I love you." Tiny comets showered down on the beast. As Bella watched, the beast's claws became hands, and his fur changed to human skin. He became the prince he once had been and would be again. Now that Bella had broken the spell, "Bella, it's me," he said. She looked deep into his eyes. "It is you," she cried happily. Cogsworth, Lumiere, Miss Potts, Chip, and all the other servants had returned to their human forms too. Bella leaned in and kissed her prince. "Are they gonna live happily ever after, Mama?" Chip asked. "Of course, dear," Miss Potts said with a happy sigh. "Of course." The end.